Welcome back to another edition of Coach's Corner. I'm Michael Manny, and we're here at Cromer Stadium with the head coach of the Panthers, Gary Cook, and Coach, second shutout win of the year last week down in Cottonwood at Mingus. What do you like about how your team executed?
Well, it was a shutout, which is always good, and it is 2 for the season, which is good. And overall, we didn't score a zillion points, but we scored more than half of our possessions. And most important thing to me is we really opened up the offense. The week before we had started to throw the ball more, and this week a lot more and a lot more successfully. We had like 235 yards, 3 touchdowns, and could have been much bigger. We missed some wide open things. So I just feel like one of the important things is that we are reaching a point where we're more balanced with our offense than we were early in the season, which is important. Okay, so
Jake had his first start last week. What did you like about his performance? What did you see from him?
Well, he threw a lot of good balls. He made some good checks. He ran effectively. Not a perfect game, but an effective game, and still a work in progress. That's his first ever starting at the varsity level. So, wasn't really a veteran coming into the season. So, those were positives. So.
Well, back home this week, take on Prescott. What's the focus in practice heading back into another tough region game?
Well, here's the deal. So we were 0-2. We've kind of dug ourselves out of the hole. Right now, we're in position to have control of whether or not we could achieve our goals for the season. Okay, it looked kind of like that might not be the case for a while, but now we've repositioned ourselves. So we feel like we have 3 really difficult games in a row. This is the first one. And if we can take care of business, then we can still achieve our highest goals. So Prescott is a good football team. They are never easy to beat. They are really unorthodox offensively. They give you a million different looks, but yet at the same time, they're really about a very strong running game, but they can get you out of position in little ways, and they kind of pressure on defense. So they're a good football team. They're coming off of a kind of embarrassing loss for them, which was a little bit misleading. They got beat really bad on the scoreboard by Mojave, but that game was 28-28 in the third quarter, and then the thing got out of hand. They threw 2 pick sixes, and so hey, they're always difficult to beat. They're a tough challenge. So and it's the beginning of this stretch run for us that this is going to determine whether or not we reach our highest goals. What happens here the next 3 weeks? So.
Well, similar to your team, Prescott's played 2 quarterbacks all year. What's the challenge of preparing for both of those guys, not knowing which one you'll see?
I don't think it makes that much difference in their particular case. I think that those guys are not that much difference. One of them's a better passer than the other one. The other guy's a young guy who was in there because the older kid got hurt. But it's not changing how we approach things. It's not like one of them is a great passer and one of them's a real dangerous runner. It's not, that kind of dynamic. So.
What do you think it's going to take to come out with a win on Friday?
Well, we got to play good football, and I think we have to score points because they score points. They're tough to deal with, and even if you're a really good defensive team, they're unorthodox. They're only in one game did they not have a good offensive performance. So. What we always say is these kind of games, you have to go in from a defensive point of view with the attitude that every series could be the one that makes the difference in the game. They may score points, they're going to move the football, they're good, but every series might be the one stop could be the difference in the game. And that's the attitude you got to have there. And on offense, hey, same thing. We have to score. We have to score. Now we are scoring. We're averaging 30 points a game. But we have to continue to do that, and I think it's really good that we achieved so now we're at a level of balance in our offense. So I think that's going to be really helpful. We have to be able to continue to do that as well. So,
Coach, as always, thanks for the time.
Yeah.
We'll see you Friday.
Okay, good deal.